Okay, so let's first talk about publishing this into Android, all right, Google Play, because that should be easier. And then if you simply go to Google, all right, if you do Flutter publish, all right, the very first link pop up should be the one to use. It's called Build and Release an Android app. Okay, it also has a one for Build and Release for iOS app. We can also show it next time. All right, so there is this tutorial. I followed this one a couple months ago. It works pretty well. And I don't think there's going to be a big issue. So you basically need to do two things. One is you need to build and release this app. And basically you need to generate the actual final app file that you can upload to the store. And the second step, you need to go to the actual Google Play account and then to upload it here, create all the app content, screenshot everything. Okay, so let's do it together. See how much time it takes. Okay, now one thing I realized about this Flutter is most of this step you have to do it in a command line. Okay, but in the old Android, for example, Android Studio, they actually integrate everything into the Android Studio IDE that you can I can generate the sign APK and everything. So it's a little bit easier than this one, but I mean, it's not too bad. So that means you have to rely on a lot of command line. So first of all, you're gonna make sure that your command line works. Okay, so I'm gonna open the terminal right here. This one should automatically open the app folder. So this is the folder I have for my app, okay? And I had all the files here. Now you're gonna run this command called Flutter a lot, okay? If you do Flutter, okay, so if you see something like this, it doesn't recognize this command, you must have this one first, because otherwise you're going to use a lot of this command later on. You want to make sure this command is accessible, right? So the reason this one command is not fun is because we haven't set up the environment variable, and so to do that, you need to know first of all where is your Flutter saved, right? So when you download the Flutter SDK, okay, and you probably already put it somewhere. In my case, I think I put it under my user workspace, something called Flutter, okay, right here. So you should know where that is in the terminal. So if, for example, I want to find it, I will do the in Mac system, okay, users, username, workspace, Flutter, okay. So that's where the files are, okay. And then the command you're trying to run here, Flutter, should be within this bin folder. So if I do this one again, /bin, okay, as you can see, there is a Flutter command. So literally, if I just do this one here, use the full path of the command. Okay, I do this one, and I do /Flutter. All right, so as you can see, now I can run this command here in the terminal. But I have to do this whole path to locate where the command is. If you don't want to do that, you can set up something called environment variable, right? Something called a path to tell the operating system that, okay, I have the path here you can look for, right? To do that in Mac, okay, if you forgot how to do it, I think the Flutter has a documentation in the early days that shows you how this one works. So you go to the get started in Mac. Windows and Mac, you might need different approach, okay? For Mac, okay, so you go here. Now this is the step that actually show you how do you set up the path, okay? So what it does is there's an environment variable called a path that include all the folders that the OS will use to look for the command whenever you type some command, right? So so what this one does is I want to basically update the path variable to be the current path plus this new folder here, okay? So let's see what the current path is, okay? If I do echo path, all right, so this variable right now saves a lot of folders. As you can see, this folder here for the Node.js, this folder here for Python, this folder for some other command together. So all of this folder here. So I want to add another one, which is this one here, because this folder right now saves my Flutter command, right? So what I need to do is to do export path equals code. Okay, let's follow this one here. Double quote, and then I want to use the current past content, use a colon to attach some extra, which is this one here. there's something wrong here. Okay, so I'm gonna type it just to be safe. Okay, users workspace Flutter in. All right, that's it. All right, so I updated my path variable and then I do Flutter. All right, so now it works because whenever I type command here, and then it's going to look for that folder, and then it find it, and then you can run it. All right, so that's the first step. So we got a Flutter running here. All right, so now let's start to follow the tutorial here on the publishing. Okay, so they listed some of the key steps. So number one, you need to add a launch icon. Okay, by default, your icon, we talked about this last time. By default, your icon is something like this little Flutter default icon. Now, if you want to customize it, then you can use, we recommend you to use this little library here. Okay, so let's try it. So this one here called Flutter Launcher Icons. All right, so here is a library that helps you to do this in an easy way. So let's install it. First, click on installing. Let's put this one in the dependencies. Okay, so I'm gonna go back to my Android Studio, go to the YAML file, and find out this dependency right here. All right, so this is the new dependency to set up launcher icon, get a package. And then let's go back here to see how to use that. So what you need to do is you need to provide something called icon, Flutter icons. So this option here, let's copy this one. This one I already did it, right? So let's go back here. I'm gonna add it below. All right, Flutter icons. So you basically have to specify this three things: Android, iOS, and the image path. Okay. First of all, you want to get your image under your app, right? So again, let me do this one more time. I'm gonna just pick a random like icon. Okay, app icon. Maybe I will do. All right, since we're gonna publish it, okay, I'm gonna make something very quick. Let me see what I can do. Maybe let's just do. You know what, I'm just gonna do like some kind of CPP icon that we can use, right? All right, so we're gonna use this one, and maybe I will do, let me see if I can just cut it. All right, so let me save the image, put that on the desktop. No, this is not a regular format, right? So let me get another icon here. So let me just search, okay? So poly logo. All right, maybe this one is better. Okay, so we can try this one here. I'm gonna save this. All right, to the desktop, I'll put a name called CPP. All right, so once you got this file, all right, so I'm gonna put that into my project. So you might have a folder called assets, or if not, you can just create one. So I'm gonna paste this little file here. Okay, add it to my project. So this CPP is going to be my icon file, right? So I have this one here. Now go back and change this one. So the image path will be assets/cpp.png. And then this one here just remain the same. So once you have this, let's test it, okay? Get the package, let's rerun the app, okay? So this one is supposed to update. Oh, sorry, we missed one more step. Okay, so we need to go back here, run a little command. Okay, so the command is something like this. All right, so you need to go to Flutter command. Let's try this. So the terminal is right here. All right, so you do Flutter pub get. Step one. All right, step two, then you run this thing here. Okay, so you do the Flutter pub run Flutter launcher icon :main. That's it. There's an option -f. I don't think we need that, right? So if you are not using the existing one, then you have to specify. So we don't need that. So we just need to do this. All right, so this one process all the icons for both Android and iOS. Okay, let's try this again. I'm gonna stop the app and then run it again just to be safe. All right, another important thing you really need to be careful is if you decide to publish your app, make sure you can run your app without any issues. Okay, that's really important. There shouldn't be any bug when you for the things you want to submit it to the App Store. All right, so once this one builds, you should be able to see the updated icon here. All right, so this is the same app, and let's just verify the icon later when it starts. So I go back to my home screen, I scroll up, you can see this little Cal Poly icon shows up. All right, so you update the icon. All right, make sure you do this, otherwise your app will have the default icon, right? So let me see, there's some kind of questions. All right, so does our app have to be release 1.0 or beta? Yeah, we'll talk about that later. You don't have to go through the alpha beta thing. You can just directly go to production, doesn't matter. But best practice in the company you offer, obviously you need to go through beta first. Okay, video lagging, is that for everyone? All right, so I got this one, the first step done. Okay, so you got an icon, like a brand ready. So let's move on. All right, so this is the easy part. Now, signing the app. This is the major part for this whole tutorial, okay? So a little bit about this signing process. So this one is mainly for the security concern, okay? So when you decide to publish the app, okay, you will upload a certain file, which is the executable file to the Google Play or to the Apple Store. Okay, that's the easy part. So the file should already here somewhere. So I can try to show you. So if you go to, for example, Android, and if you go to, oh, sorry, you go to build, all right. I think you might be able to find like app, go to outputs, APK. As you can see, guys, there is the APK file. Every time when you run the app, it automatically generates this one. This APK file is the file for Android. And for the iOS, I'm pretty sure there's another thing like this. You know, it's maybe released somewhere here. Okay, this one I'm not sure, but there had to be some kind of file generated, right? So you already have this one. The truth is, if I send this, for example, the APK file to you right now through the email, you open it on your Android phone, you can open it. But when you decide to publish it, you shouldn't just publish the default debug version. Because we want to make sure that if you are the one that's going to publish the app, we want you to sign your app. Okay, so that means for the file, we want you to put some kind of a secret password to the file that nobody can really change or modify. Only you can actually put that print there. So it's like a fingerprint. Okay, you fingerprint your app file. So if somebody else takes the file, and we can verify their fingerprint to see if that's yours. The reason we want to do this is because, you know, for the Android, for example, when you publish this, okay, let me show you one of the apps we published, like this one here called 5 more minutes. I think some kind of a time management app people did. All right, so if you go to the release manager, release dashboard, and then you can actually find app releases. Some of the files they already did here. Okay, so it's incomplete. Yeah, there are so many things we gotta change actually. So let me show you some other examples. Yeah, these are too early, and then so hopefully I can just pass on this very quickly. All right, so as you can see, now there is this one file here if you manage it. Okay, there is one APK file we uploaded back in 2017. All right, so that's the file. Now, literally, if I have the access to this app here, I could just add a release and then add a new file and upload a new file. Okay, so let's say that I hack your Google Play account. Right now, your users are using the version you provided. Now I'm hacking it. I got access to here. I just build a totally random app, or maybe I build like a hack version of the app, and I change the version here and then upload it, so the people will actually get the updated version. And that's going to be a big problem because that app is not from the author, it's from a third-party hacker, right? So in order to prevent that happen, that Google or Apple, they all require you to sign your app every time when you publish here. And then they will check if the signature or the fingerprint is the same as the one you provided earlier. If we find that that's not the same thing, then they realize that's not from yours and they will not take it. So it's just an extra layer of security to make sure that the file you put here to upload it is always the one from the authenticated user, the author, right? So that's basically why you need to sign this, okay? But in terms of the specific signing to like their you know, the password, algorithm, everything, you know, that's too much detail. Okay, so let's just follow the practice. So first of all, you need to get a key store. The key store is basically a store in your computer that store all the keys. But for the app, you only need one key. Okay, so let's just follow this one. Okay, I'm gonna make a new key store for the app. All right, so I will go to my command line terminal. So here's the terminal. All right, so I'm gonna run this command. Oops, can't paste it. Let me paste again. This command on Windows doesn't work very well. All right. So I run this command called key2 to generate a key store file at this file, and then there's some kind of parameters. But I don't have a Java installed. Okay, that's interesting. I have Java. Sorry, let me install my Java. Okay, if I would say the same problem, just do the same thing again. Okay. I don't even have Java. All right. Because our key2 is probably a Java program, right? Oh, guys, so are you all okay to see the screen share? Okay, looks like we got it all laggy here. Okay, so install Java. All right, so let me try this command again. All right, so the Keystore password, I think that's just a password you need to remember about it, okay? So this one, just be careful, guys. Pick something you for sure you can memorize it. If not, just write it down somewhere, because this is something like you often will forget about it because you don't use this very often, okay? Just do something really simple, okay? I'll just do like a, all right, I'll just do all lowercase, okay? CS4990. Not sure if that's gonna work. Re-entered it, CS4990. Okay, first name, last name. This one doesn't matter. I don't think this one matters. Okay, you can just put them there. This is the key store file. This has nothing to do with your app. Okay, just do all of this. Oh, I have to type all of this. All right, so let me try this. Okay, Pomona, and name of the organization, CS. All right. Okay, so now I created the key file. It's right here and under my like user folder. Okay, so let's move on. You got this key store file. That means you can store the keys. All right, so right here. So when this is done, and then reference the key store from the app. Okay, so the app will need to know where to store their key and then all the sign stuff, right? So this part here is simply just follow the step. Okay, this one is only for Android. So you go to the app folder, Android, and then key.properties file. Let's see if we have that file here. So they're talking about Android. open it, and there is app. No, it's just under Android, right? Android and then key property files. So you need to create a file right here. So let's create it. So Android, right click, new file, and do key properties. Okay, let's do this file right here. And then you have to specify all of this stuff. Okay, so store password, that's the password from here. All right, I'm not sure about the best practice. Okay, so it looks like you gotta write this password here. So make sure, I don't think it's a big deal, the password here, because it's related with the local Keystore file. And then alias is a key, and this is the file position. Okay, so that's the one right here, guys. This position you just got from your command line. So I'm gonna copy this. All right, so let's do this configure so that they know where to look for this Keystore file. The best practice is probably you shouldn't check in this file. All right, and then configure the sign in Gradle. So let's find this Gradle file, Android app Gradle. So remember, Android had two Gradle files, one in the root folder, one in their app. So they're talking about this app Gradle file. All right. So with the key store information from your file, you need to do this one here. Okay. So do we have this? Let's make sure we have those. Looks like we don't, right? So we don't have those. So we need to add those, right? So add the code before the Android block. Android block, where is the Android block? Right here. So we need to add those before here. Okay, so it's all of this stuff. So let's copy it. All right, the key property file, that's the file we provided. Okay. All right, add the code below, before the build type block. Okay, build type, where that is, it's somewhere here, build type. All right, so we need to add this signing stuff. Okay, so let's copy all of this. All right, so build type release. So it looks like, so these are the things we added, the new content, and then they asked us to add this build types. I think we're gonna replace this one here because right now it said the debug, but now we're gonna build for release. Okay, let me make sure that we're gonna replace it. So add a code before here, and with the signing configuration information. So should we keep both or we should replace it? So configure this one. Okay. You know, to be safe, I think we probably got to like delete one of this. Okay, I'm gonna, so only keep the release because I don't think you can have two same thing here together. Okay, so that's how I do it. All right, so that's a configuration. All right, so finally you may need to run Flutter Clean after changing this file, so that will be start over. Okay, so let's do this one. So in the command line, there's some command called Flutter Clean. All right, so that will clean up your whole like a build folder, the previous stuff, all the configuration. So next time it will start over. All right, so let's go here. RA, what is RA? RA is a new code shrinker from Google. It's just trying to make the size smaller. Okay, so enabled by default to disable it, and then you do it. Let's not worry about it. Let's not disable it. Okay, and then the manifest file, they want you to review this one here, and then so go to the app folder. So all we're talking about is Android. All right, go to Android app source. There is a main, and then this Android manifest file. So this is like a master file that configure a lot of the app basic information, such as your package name, such as some of the app name and everything. So let's see what the things you need to review. You need to review the application, Android label, label is right here. Okay, so this is, I think it's going to be the app, the name of the app. All right, so I'm going to do this CPP CS 499. Okay, that's the name of the app. And then user permission. Make sure you add the internet permission here. Okay, so, oh, it's not even here. So we need to add the user permission. something like this. All right, so if you're familiar with Android, you know what this one is. It's basically ask your app to provide the permission for the internet usage. All right, okay, cool. Move on. Review the build and configuration file, and then this time they want you to, again, this build.gradle located here. It's basically the same file we edited. Let's see what they are asking us to review. One is application ID. This one's important, guys. The application ID is right here. Where's the application ID? This one. Normally by default is the package name. Make sure this one has to be unique. Okay. If you go to submit in Google Play, if somebody already used this ID, you got to change it. Okay. All right. Version code and version name. This is also very important. Version code and name. Where is the version code and name? Oh, right here. Yeah. So they changed it. So they actually load this thing from Flutter, but the version code is, for example, 123 is an integer that represents the current version. So you should keep increasing this version code whenever you update the app. Now, version name is just some kind of name you put, for example, 1.0, 1.1, some kind of special name. You can also put it beta 1.0. Just to differentiate yourself. Every time when you try to update your app in the store, you must change these two together. Okay, you must provide a different code, a different name to the store. Otherwise, they will recognize this is the same version. Okay, so you want to review this one. And then, so I think right now this one is controlled by the YAML file because they want to support two platforms. That's why they have a reference from here. So you go to here, there must be somewhere says about the version. I think that's it. Okay, I think this version, my guess is this is the version name and that's a version code. Okay, so for the first version, we don't need to worry about it. I think it's probably this one here. As you can see, the following line define the version and build number for your application. So you just need to change it. All right. And then you also need to look at the minimum SDK version, target SD version. So go back to this file here again. So this two, I briefly talk about that for Android, right? So right now, Android is Android 10 or Android X. I don't know what's the version. So it's maybe the Android 29. Okay, so right now it's Android 11. So it's this one here, and it's API 30. Okay, so it's all these versions. We're talking about minimum 21, maximum 28, not maximum target. So minimum is important. So if you got 21, let's find where is it 21? Right here. 21 is Android 5. Okay. As long as you have a device with Android 5 or above, you can run the app. But if you have things like Android 4, you have even earlier. And then even earlier, like a popular version was like this ice cream sandwich. All right. So it's 2.3. Oh, gingerbread. No, there is an ice cream sandwich. What's the version of that one? Oh, gingerbread? Maybe I forgot it. Where is the ice cream? Oh, it's a 4. Sorry, I forgot that. Okay, that one was popular. But anyway, those ones will not be able to even install your app because you're required to be minimum 21. The target means that which version you're using to really like compile and to the actual SDK to use to compile and build this whole app. All right. So but I already explained that this is the most important because this one basically cut certain users from using your app. Okay. And then this one basically is the SDK you can use to build everything. So you basically follow the specific SDKs and APIs and library class name from that version. Okay. So for now, let's leave it default. This one normally target to the recent SDK because the recent SDK, they provide some kind of back compatibility. So if you support 28, they will probably make sure 27, 26, 25 also works. Okay. All right. But not all the features. Okay. So that's why they have this differentiation. So we're not going to change it right now, but I want you to understand what's the review. All right, finally, let's try to build the app. Okay, build the app for release. Normally they use APK file. That's the one I showed you. Right now, they give you this new option called App Bundle. You can look into more about the difference, but that's the one they prefer to use. Okay, let's just follow it. All right, so this everything is done by the command line. Okay, let's see how it works. So cd and then Flutter build app bundle. All right, so this is the application folder. So I go back to my terminal. One more time, guys, make sure you can run your Flutter command, okay? So Flutter, that means everything fine. Okay, I do Flutter, and then I do build app bundle. Let's try that. Okay, build app bundle. All right, let's see if that works. This is just like when you run the actual app. The same process. Hopefully there's nothing wrong here. Okay. So once you're done, you can find the app in the build folder, build app output bundle release app.aab file. Okay, that's it. And then you want to test it. So to test it, there is a tool that you can use to test it, or there's an online thing to test the bundle in the Google Play Store. Okay, let's actually see what this one is. I never used this one before. Okay, so upload app to Google Play Console, build it, and then inspect. Yeah, they have a specific like requirements. This 150 megabytes, all of those. Okay. All right, so let's see. Looks like it was working. Okay, very good. So some warning here. We used some of the like a deprecated API, the camera. That's okay. Warning, guys. Don't worry about the warning. Most of the warning is about the version. Like some of the APIs is still deprecated. You shouldn't use that. Doesn't matter. Okay. Looks like everything's fine. Okay. So once you build it, you can find your build file under build app outputs and bundle release. Now remember, this release is important. Release the one that is signed. Okay. By comparison, if you do, for example, I showed you earlier the other. Sorry, I cleaned it. So there was debug. If you see the folder is debug, that's not for publish. Okay. Release is something called a signed. You already signed with the Keystore, and I don't know how the sign process works. It's come from your computer. Okay, so that means if you ever want if you have a teammate, okay, in our case we don't, but if you have a teammate that want to also build it and then sign it, then you guys have to share that Keystore file. Okay, that JK whatever file we generated earlier. Okay. So this is good. As you can see, this is the final file you can use to upload to the Google Play. I don't see there's any issue with this. So let's move forward. Okay. So any questions so far? All right. So this one shows how to build APK. I'm not going to do it. So I think Google just allows you, recommend you to do the bundle. If I want to submit a new app bundle to the Google Play, do I change the version name? Yes, yes. If you want to update it, you need to change the version name and then do it again. So we can see if we can show an example later on. Okay. All right. So build an app APK. This is the same thing, and then install it on a device. Okay, and publish. All right. So updating that. No, this one talk about here. So how do you update the version number? Okay. So you probably need to change both of this. Change it to 1.0.1 plus 2. Okay, both number have to be modified, I think. All right, so that's it. Okay, this tutorial here, all you need to get, if you can get this bundle file or APK file, but bundle file is recommended, you're done. Okay, now it's time to move on to the Google Play. Okay, this part is more fun. Okay, so you go here, it's basic filling up forms. However, there are quite a lot of things you need to prepare. Okay, let's start. Okay, I'm going to start as a process. Create the application, name CPP CS499 demo. All right, don't do demo, just like this. Create. All right, now it shows up here in this screen here. All right, now what we need to do is fill up this whole form. Most of the form are pretty easy. There are a couple of tricky parts, okay? Short description, this is a Flutter demo application for CS4990, okay? Now, full description, you're supposed to put more. I'm just normally just duplicate the message, all right? Now, move down. So these are the part you need to know, okay? So you are required to send some image. Number one, you need to provide this high resolution icon. And then they have a particular dimension, 512, 512. And then you have uploaded at least 2 screenshots. You need to provide that. You also need to provide something called feature graphic. All right, so make sure you know where to prepare those. Let me show you some tools here, okay? Obviously, this one is easy. If you have any kind of a tool, you can do a 512, 512 image, all right? So but there are a tool that you can use online. I'm gonna Google Android launcher icon generator. This one will allows you to easily get something there. Okay, let me find which link is that. Yeah, this one could be one or the one I normally use. Yeah, this one I normally use. Okay, you can use the same thing so if you, for example, want to generate the icon, okay, you can do something very simple here to a text. Okay, so you can do this one here, and then they're going to generate it for you right here. It's a little bit slow. Okay, so you can play around with this one and then generate the icon. The nice thing is they gave you all the right version for you. So I'm going to upload an image, for example. I will still use a Cal Poly image. All right, this one here looks nice. I'm going to change the background color to be white. Okay, so this is the icon. All right, we get everything for you, and I can do circle. No, I'm probably still do square. All right, and then finally, I can generate either a zip file that either generate a web icon. So if you want to use this 512, 512 dimension, you need to use the generate web icon because that one has the 512, 512 dimension. Okay, once you have this, click on download zip. As you can see, you unzip this file and you got everything here. This guy here is 512 by 512, it satisfied requirements. So this is the easiest way you get this dimension. You can, of course, just do your own file. That's okay. So coming back to the store, click on this button. I am going to upload my launcher icon, this file here. If it doesn't satisfy requirements, and then it will give you an error. You can't move on. All right, so this is done. Next step, screenshots. Okay, so there are different ways to get this one. Since we're doing the emulator, so you should be able to just use this one to do it. All right, so now let's see. This one should provide some good function, like this one here. It's called a take screenshot. I'm gonna do this one. All right, so where does it save it? Oh, maybe save on the phone. Let me make sure. Okay, where is do we have some kind of app that shows the all right, so does anyone know it? Oh, desktop. Okay, good to know. Okay, all right, let me double check. That's easy. Yes, right here. Thanks so much. All right, so this is the one, and let me open the app. All right, so let me log in. I have Paris 1 2 3 4 5 6. Log in. All right, so this is a friend list. I'm gonna take another picture. All right, and then I go ahead to chat with John. That's my last time here. I'm gonna leave my photo here. Okay, so third picture. Okay, screenshot. That's it. So go ahead, browse the files. I'm gonna put all of those. All right, so this is kind of hard. So you need to resize your screenshot to be minimum. Yeah, just follow that requirements. Okay, so what's the requirements? Minimum length 320, and also you need to keep the ratio. What's wrong with mine? Okay, so let's go ahead to the desktop. What's this? I think the ratio seems to be off a little bit. Okay, so anyway, for this kind of situation, my recommendation is don't try to fix yourself. Go ahead to find some tools to do it for you. Okay. All right. So, oh, David had this issue, and then do you know there's a quick way to fix it? Can we do it without the top and lower bars? Yeah, so you can edit it, but again, I think the best way is simply go to some of this thing here. All right, so let's see if this one works. There are normally a lot of, okay, take screenshot, step 1, step 2, customize, and drag it to the desktop to save onto a target device. Oh, really? I can do this. Let's try this. I'm gonna do it to pixel 2x. No, what does that mean? Drag a screenshot from desktop onto a device below. Seriously? Is that gonna work? All right, let me try it. So I'm gonna drag this one onto here. Oh, wow, okay. Where did it go? Has anyone used this one? Looks like that's what you wanna do here. Where did it go? Looks like it works. No, it's just a very confusing link here. Generating on the bottom. Oh, it's still generating, okay. Hopefully, if that works, that'll be awesome. This is a great tool to have. Okay, I don't think Apple had this one. Okay, Apple has a lot of, I know there are a lot of services that allows you to customize this with the right size, but it always asks you to pay for it. Generating, let me search for something else. Yeah, there are a lot of this type of things. Just be careful. Okay, normally they give you some kind of a feature that you have to pay. Okay, so or they get some kind of a branding there. So I don't like. But let's see if this one works. Okay, so go to dashboard, Android, and then the nice thing you can also type some of those to make it more professional. Okay, for example, I'm gonna do this one. Oh, that's a pro. Okay, so I'll just do this. Okay, pixel black. Upload screenshot. 1. Yeah, not bad. 2 and 3. All right, that's it. I don't want to do anything else. Just export it. Download. Okay, let's see if the other one works. Okay, so come back here. Yeah, I don't think this one works, but the UI is nice. Okay, if that works, that's pretty neat. All right, so what happened here? Let's download again. Download, and oh, we have to understand, we have to input that one, but we haven't uploaded yet. So yeah, it's not live yet. All right, so let's try this. Okay, not bad. Okay, this service is not bad, guys. At least you can get some free screenshot here. Okay, this is, yeah, as you can see, this is what I'm talking about. They give you this whole thing. Okay, oh, it's only for the tablet. Okay, all right. So this one is good. You still have this at least. All right, so let's try this, and go back to the store, delete, try it again. Let's use 2, 3, and 4. Okay. All right, so not bad. Okay, that's it. All right, you can customize, looks better. I'm gonna move forward. Now, feature graphic. Okay, this is a little image that shows on the store. a little like image. For example, you see here, it's something like this. Okay, it shows here at the top. This is called feature graphics. It has a specific dimension you have to follow, 1024 with 500. Again, look for tools. Okay, Android feature graphics generator. Okay, always do this one. Don't, unless you are very pretty good at the design. Okay, so like here you can simply change it. Where the text, you can change the title. Okay, so CPP CS4990. Okay, Flutter, something like this. You can change, play around with the color. Once you're done, click on download PNG file. That's it. All right, that's your feature graphics, because this one already has the right dimension for you to use. Okay, so go back to the store, feature graphics, download, and right here. All right, so far I have finished the most difficult part for the application. Okay, the publisher. So this part you just want to be careful, because as you can see, they have specific requirements. The rest part are super simple. Let's move on very quickly. All right, so application type, just choose something. Okay, application, category, education. All right, tags, I don't need that, but then you can do that later on. You will need to fill like a content rating. We'll do that later. Now website here, put your own website. Okay, you don't have to use mine. Okay, you do your own website, and your email, same thing. Okay, just do your own. Your phone number. People will contact you. Okay, for special things. Okay, now this one you gotta be careful. Okay, the privacy policy. Now, you're not required, as you can see, you can choose not to submit it. However, sometimes if your app, for example, use an audio or use some other camera, maybe they will ask you to do it. Okay, so probably I'm gonna show you this one anyway. All right, so again, first thing to look for is there should be some private policy generator, okay? This is the nice part about the internet. So I'm gonna do this Android privacy policy generator. There are tons of those. Okay, if you go here, all right, as you can see, so cool. So you just type this app name CS400 and then contact information, the author, and then just choose the type, free, individual, and both. All right, that's it. And then I'm gonna generate. Oh, you can also link like the private policy, like we use a Firebase. Let's simplify that. Okay, I'm not going to choose all of that. I'm going to click on generate. Now your policy is here. Okay, it's already here. Okay. However, you can if you want to deploy that, I'm pretty sure you have to pay for it. Okay, so let's try it. If you deploy that. Okay, so we'll hold for free. Okay, good. Okay, let's try it. I'm going to create an email, and I will do a password. That work? Okay, if that really works, that would be awesome. And not sure if they might want to do something else, put some ads here to try to make some money, but that's good. Awesome, yeah. So this is a link. Yeah, this is very great. They have this banner, everything. That's okay that they run some ad, let them run it. So because nobody really gonna read it. Okay, so you got this link here, and then come back to here, and then let's submit it. All right, finally save the draft. All right, so as you can see, the green bar means you finish this page. Now you gotta finish all of those before you move on, okay? So we need to do the content rating, basic tutorial about like who can use that or not. Oh, you have to upload an APK first. Let's go back to the app and release. All right, so here they have so many different tracks. Let's not worry about it, because what you need to do is to put your app to production. So you wanna choose a production track where the customer is going to use that. And the first time you need to create a release. All right. And then just follow here, click on continue. All right. Accept that. Let Google to manage the key, everything to simplify. Brought the file, okay, app bundle file. So brought the file, you need to know where to find it. Okay, find your workspace, your application here, and then inside here there's a build folder, remember, app, and then outputs, bundle, release, AAB file. That's the bundle file, and upload it here. That's it. All right, so they're processing it, and that should be working. So this is step, if you don't use the right signature or fingerprint, it's gonna stop it. Okay, it's gonna realize, okay, this is not the right file, you can't upload it. Name, just do 1.0. What's new? Just to say, okay, initial release. Okay, just wait a little bit, they're gonna process it. All right, so no problem here, version code 1, and let's go here to save it. That's it. All right, so this one is done. And then you're gonna review it later on, okay? So right now you haven't really finished all the others, so you can't really click on this button. This is the final button to click, start roll over to, roll out to production. So let's finish the content reading, continue, and then choose the type. This one is for educational. Oh, you need to get email. All right, so choose the type, and then pretty much just no, okay? Let's just no. All right, save it. Calculate rating. So there's the rating for your app, apply the rating. All right, done. Next one, app content. Click on this. So this is a new one you have to add, and where do we start? Let's know if your app contains app before. Okay, we had to go to the pricing distribution first. This one for free. Okay, you can enable paid. Okay, you have to set up a merchant account. Okay, so you can have people to pay for it. Now this one, to specify which country will be able to use that. Okay, why don't we just start with every country? So available everywhere. Okay, 149 countries. All right, it doesn't have ads. And then here, just to check the required ones. Okay, this one, don't worry about it. Just look for the required. Like this one here, just meet requirements, export laws, and save draft. Then go back to app content. All right, so start, age. I think this all works, but you just be careful whenever you select the younger ones. I think they're going to ask you to do more, so I'm going to just leave it here, okay, just to be safe. And then appeal to children, no. All right, just submit. All right, so all green bars were good. Finally, go back to app release, because that's where you control which version to go eventually. So I already have one released. You click on the edit release. All right, so find out this release here, you put here this file, everything good to go. Click on review. Once you finish all of those green sections, this button become enabled. Start roll out to production. That's the most exciting click. Okay, so click on this one, confirm. All right, and then your app will be under review. All right, we're done. So this one is currently under review. So if you go back to the application, all right, so let's find it as CS, this one here. It's a pending publication. I think it's under review. So you go to click on this one here. Due to the just work schedule, so it's maybe 7 days or longer, it doesn't matter, let's just wait. All right, once this is published, you will be able to see the actual published link, the page for this app. Okay, so for example, if you go any of the published one, this one here. All right, so you have this official link here, view on Google Play, and then you can actually see what this app is. Now this link is official. all right? Okay, so let me see if any questions, all right? Okay, so did I input add later? Yeah, you need, if you add, I think you probably need to change something. That will complicate some of the process. I'm pretty sure you need to put some other like checkbox or anything, privacy policy. Yeah, I'm pretty confident my app will be published. Okay. I always get my app published. So would there by any reason for that to be rejected? Yes. So copyright is the major issue for Google Play. Use the name, use the icon, image. That's a major issue. I don't think they're gonna care about your functionality. Okay, not sure about right now. Okay. Yeah. So I prefer just black coffee. Definitely no sugar. Okay. Thanks. I can give you my address. You can do a deliver. Really appreciate it. Now, update. Okay, let's try this, guys. So if you want update, for example, for my app, all right, so go back here. We're almost there. So the update seems to be easy. For example, I go back here, I change something very simple. So I go back here, I change the title of my app. Let's call it CPP, CS499. I made some changes, okay? Now, very importantly, guys, you have to go to this YAML file to change this one here. Okay, let's take a look at this. A version number is string number separated by dots, followed by optional build number. Okay, let's be safe just to do both. Okay, so I'm gonna do 1.0.1. The build number is 2. Okay, so make sure you change this one. Once you change it, now I can go back here to my terminal. All right, I go to the terminal, then I need to run this whole thing again. Just this line, build app bundle. Okay, let's try it. So this is going to generate another AAB file, but with a different build number, and then we can go ahead and test it later. Okay, this is the only thing. If you don't do this one later on, when you upload the file, it will say, oh, you know, it's the same file. You can upload it. All right, so let me go back here to show you what that means. So if you go back to my application, the one I just submitted. All right, so if you go to the release manager, app releases, go to the production track. As you can see, version code, version name, or something like that. Okay, so that's the information. All right, so let's see. When this one is done, almost. All right, so we get another file. Let's try it again. So if you ever want to do another release, just create a release. All right, and then choose the file one more time. So this is the version 1, and then once this one shows up, it should give you a different version. Let's see if that works. Version code, that's the number I put to the end. Okay, so this is the version code. This one, very important, you have to change it because that's what the Android will pick it up. And then that way you can just confirm this one. As you can see, the version name also changed, this one here changed, and then you can save it, okay? And then you can review it, and then finally start road to production. So you provide 2 versions, I don't know, they probably have to review both. They will maybe review one by one, doesn't matter. They will pick one of them. But this is how you update your app. Okay, updating the same process, very, very simple. Okay, so the key part, guys, to summarize, you just make sure the command line is working, knows how to set up the version number, run the command to build the bundle. That's it. And then for this part, follow the instructions. But then the difficult part are privacy policy, screenshots, icons. The trick is to use the tools. Okay, don't do it yourself. Okay, then your publish process will be really, really simple. All right. So any questions? Well, that depends, right? Depends on your app. If you are targeting the kid to use, then you, of course, you specify the target age. Okay, so the only thing to keep in mind is all this age thing. When you do the younger ones, and then it will put more requirements on the app. So that's why if you're not sure what's going on, just put the a older group first, get the publisher first. Okay, because otherwise they will ask you to provide this and that, ask you to modify the privacy policy. All these things is going to slow down your process. So that's why I prefer you go with the older group first. But it's not a big deal. Don't be intimidated. It's a very simple thing. Probably some other check boxes for you to do. Yeah. Yeah, I can stay after the lecture, guys, if you want to chat. Okay, not a problem. And so other information. Yes. So if you're making a movie app that has the posters, depending on where you use that. So if you use, no, so let me take it back. So if you are showing those movie titles, just like Netflix, I don't think there's going to be any problem. It's not going to be a problem. You're talking about a movie, you use the image. I don't think there's going to be a problem. Even though the movie company could actually, complain that, this app use our asset. I doubt they would do that, right? Because they just want you, as long as you're not, giving the actual movie for free. I don't see why they will be mind of doing that, because you're helping to promoting their movies, right? So not a problem. And then if you want to put those into the app screenshots, you can try it. Again, I don't think that's a big deal, because if your app just show a lot of the titles there, just like Netflix, I don't see why you can't, right? So don't worry about those. Okay, you can always try those. See, if you got rejected, not a big deal, guys. It's not like you made a mistake or anything. You just like this one, guys. Okay, I don't think there's anything wrong with putting those. I think the company would probably love you to put their titles in the actual promotion image. Okay, so getting rejection, not a big deal. Okay, nothing bad to feel with. I told you about this one. Let me see if I can find this app. Okay, this may be already gone. This Minecraft app. This one here, Craft Checker, guys. This one was very sad. You can see it was published in 2016. All right, and then yeah, I can't find the initial email, but Microsoft actually wrote us an email that we have to stop it, because we use, as you can see, the Minecraft icons in the app. Well, I already explained that this app does give you the recipes, and you have to use the icon. Otherwise, then how could people use that, right? So there's nothing we can do with basically that stop. But they're not a big deal. Microsoft just said, just stop publish it. And the truth is, I think Google just stopped publishing. We didn't do anything. Google just stopped it right away. And that's it. And they're not going to sue you. They're not going to fine you anything. This type of thing, don't worry too much. If one day you really got sued, that only means that you got like a huge number of users, or you probably makes a lot of money already. Okay, so for us, they understand that this is like a student project, so don't worry too much. All right, any other questions? So everyone go ahead and try it, okay? Try it as early as you can. As you can see, there's a 7 days delay. Google, this one is the easiest way to publish, okay? We never had exception, guys. Every semester, quarter, as you can see, our students publish all these apps. Everybody publish it. There's no excuse of not publishing it, all right? Okay, so let me, I'm gonna stop recording, okay? So you can always come back to see